Welcome to the new podcast, In the Garden with Susan. I'm your host, Susan Ladner. I will aim to bring you top quality information on how to save open pollinated seeds, grow a garden, and preserve what you grow. Every Wednesday, I'll be sharing practical tips and techniques to help you on your journey to food security. Join me as I preserve the abundance of produce that my garden provides. Learn new ways of putting food away for the winter and some old ways that are from another century. You can find this podcast on Shopify and at my website. Come on, let's go wander down to the garden and awaken the dreams, history, and love that is held inside every seed. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of In the Garden with Susan. And today I have an exciting show. At least I think it's quite exciting. It's about making throat lozenges and cough drops. And this is something that I've never really thought about doing before. However, as I've been researching how to use the herbs in the garden, I came across some of these recipes, and this put me on a little bit of a path into checking it out and seeing what can be done. And so I've got a bunch of recipes here. This is kind of a little bit of a different podcast because I have so many seeds coming in. I've got piles of tomatoes. There's a lot going on. And on top of this, I've been really into trying to make a bunch of the herbal remedies while the herbs are out in the garden still. And so something, when you buy the over-the-counter cough drops, I mean, some of them you can get natural ones. However, really, we don't know a lot about what's in most of them, and they can contain artificial flavors. They probably have chemicals in them. And so if you make your cough drops at home, you can use natural ingredients. And a lot of these recipes that I'm finding are things that I already have in my kitchen. I really don't think there's a lot that I have to go. Well, I have to go buy some more coconut oil because I've run out of that, but that's something I use as a staple all the time. So these natural ingredients that are in these recipes, most of them, they soothe your throat, and they will ease coughing, and you can feel really good about what you're putting into your body, and not to mention saving a lot of money. It's getting a little bit crazy how the price of things is skyrocketing. I know I talk about that all the time because whenever I go into the store, it just seems prices have gone up again. So this is why I really am more and more am into making my own remedies. And I don't know, I think I told you guys this week, or maybe it was in the episode that did not get recorded properly, but I felt so sick last week, and I thought it was going to be really bad. I felt that bad, and I opened up all the jars I had of all the homemade everything I made that was some type of remedy. I took some. That's how bad I felt. I don't even think some of them were actually even for cough, cold, flu, whatever it is, but I took everything and I went to bed, and the next day I felt great. So who knows which those remedies was the one that killed whatever it was. But ever since that, I'm even more motivated now. So I want to make a whole bunch of cough drops because I like the honey lozenges that you can get in the store. They're Manuka, I think, and it just always is nice if you have a cough. They really do ease a lot of the symptoms that you have, I think. And so, why would we want to make our own cough drops? Well, first of all, we can control what we're putting into them, whether it's going to be raw honey, the fresh herbs. And so you can use things that are already growing in your garden, or also essential oils. And you can have customizable flavors and remedies, so you can tailor the ingredients to suit your taste and health needs. And so whether you want to put in some extra ginger for anti-inflammatory properties, or if you want to put some citrusy lemon with mint for that flavor, you can make all sorts of different kinds. So you can change it all up. And again, it's cost effective. These will be way more budget friendly than what you can buy in the store. And then there's no artificial additives, so you won't have any artificial dyes or preservatives, which I think is really a big bonus. And one of the first recipes I have here, and as usual, just to say, all these recipes won't be in the show notes, but I'll just throw them all into a blog. So I guess it's not really blogs I'm putting up. I guess it's just like recipe, recipe whatever mini recipe books that are on my blog. And you can go through, and if any of these recipes appeal to you, you can find them all. I probably won't have it up today, but it'll go up in a couple days. And really, I just copy and paste. I don't put a lot of effort into these just because I just don't have time right now. But the first cough drops I found are basic honey, lemon, ginger cough drops. And these classic cough drops combine the soothing properties of honey with the anti-inflammatory benefits of ginger and the immune boosting vitamin C from lemons. And you take 1 cup of honey, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, 1 tablespoon of freshly grated ginger. You can put in a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon if you like, and then you can use powdered sugar or corn dust for dusting. But just on a side note, I don't think you really want to use the powdered sugar, because sugar, when you're sick, it actually decreases your immune system. So, and I can't remember how many hours it is. So every time you take in sugar, you're actually hurting your immune system. So why, when you make medicine, put that on? I know I've said that before, but I just want to say it again. So the recipe there, you can find that if you want. I won't go through how to make it. There's also herbal eucalyptus and mint cough drops. And for a refreshing and effective cough remedy, these herbal cough drops feature the cooling powers of mint and the respiratory benefits of eucalyptus. And so you take 1 cup of honey, half a cup of strong herbal tea, such as peppermint, eucalyptus, or chamomile, a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves. You can optionally add in a 1/4 teaspoon of peppermint extract, and then I'm just going to say cornstarch for dusting. And so we'll go on to the next one. There are some coconut oil cough drops. And for a creamier alternative to traditional hard cough drops, this recipe uses coconut butter or oil, and it provides a smooth texture and a soothing mouthfeel. And you'll be taking a 1/4 cup of coconut butter or coconut oil, a 1/4 cup of raw honey, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, and 1/4 teaspoon of ground ginger or cayenne pepper for optional extra soothing effect. And those sound excellent. So some tips for making perfect cough drops is to use a candy thermometer to ensure your cough drops harden properly. You want to make sure to bring your mixture to the hard crack stage, which is 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 149 degrees Celsius. And a candy thermometer will be the key to getting this right. And so you also want to be careful with the hot mixtures. Always use caution when working with hot syrup, as it can cause burns if handled improperly. And experiment with flavors. You can add in your favorite essential oils like eucalyptus or peppermint and other spices. And you can add like even turmeric to add some health benefits and a little bit of color. And then when you coat your cough drops with powdered cornstarch, this prevents the cough drops from sticking together when stored. So there's that. Or I wonder if also you could wrap them in little pieces of parchment paper, like just cut, like you do with taffy. That might be something you can do. That's what I think I might try. And so why these natural remedies work is that honey is a key ingredient in many homemade cough drop recipes, and it is packed with antioxidants and has natural antibacterial properties, and it has been shown to coat the throat, reduce irritation, and even suppress coughing more effectively than some over-the-counter medicines. And ginger is known for its anti inflammatory and immune boosting benefits, while lemon provides vitamin C to strengthen your body's defenses. And by making your own cough drops at home, you're not only saving money, but avoiding unnecessary chemicals. And also, you'll be treating your sore throat and cough with remedies that have stood the test of time in natural healing traditions. And um, now, so I wanted to sort of look at how, because this is my big thing right now. I have all these herbs in the garden. How can I be incorporating these into some of the things I can make right now so that I have them for winter? And because we all know I mean, yes, you can make tea, but when I get sick, and I don't get sick very often, I don't want to be messing around making stuff. Like that's the last thing I'm going to do. I want to have something already made, like opening up my jars of tinctures or my oxymels. I want to have I want to have everything ready so I can just take it, and it's there. And so if I'm thinking I'm going to make these in the winter time, get some cough drops going when I'm sick, that's probably not going to happen. So while the herbs are fresh in the garden, I think it's a great time to go out there, harvest a few of them, and just do this little project, homemade cough drops. And the turning to nature's remedies, I think, is the best. It's the best way to get back to being well. And so herbs from your own garden can be powerful allies in fighting coughs and soothing sore throats. And by making homemade herbal cough drops, you can harness the natural healing properties of these plants while skipping the artificial ingredients found in store-bought options. And when you grow peppermint, thyme, sage, or chamomile, even anise hyssop and hyssop, your garden is full of potential to help keep you healthy. And so, why use garden herbs for cough drops? Well, herbs have been used for centuries as natural remedies for respiratory issues, and many contain anti inflammatory, antibacterial, and soothing properties that make them ideal for easing coughs and sore throats. And when combined with other natural ingredients like honey and lemon, they create potent, effective cough drops that can provide quick relief. And some common herbs to use in cough drops are thyme, which is known for its antibacterial and antifungal properties. And thyme is excellent for relieving coughs and clearing up respiratory infections. There's peppermint, and this cooling herb can help soothe a sore throat and open up the airways, making breathing easier. There's sage, which is used traditionally to treat throat inflammation, and sage is excellent for soothing coughs and sore throats. There's chamomile. I was just looking at my chamomile. I have bode gold chamomile out there right now. It's beautiful plant. I was just thinking I should harvest some of that guy today. And this calming herb helps relax muscles and reduce throat irritation. And it's especially good for nighttime coughs. And that's something I did not know. And then there's echinacea, which is often used to boost the immune system. Echinacea can help shorten the duration of colds. And then there's lemon balm with antiviral properties. Lemon balm can help fight infections and calm the body. And if you go back to my last two podcasts, I get into hyssop and anise hyssop and how they're really good for the respiratory system also. And so to make a simple thyme and honey cough drop, you take 1 cup of honey, half a cup of strong thyme tea, and that is made by steeping 2 tablespoons of fresh thyme leaves in boiling water for 10 minutes. You need 1 teaspoon of lemon juice, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, and then some cornstarch for dusting. And basically, you're just going to brew the thyme tea and strain it. Set aside half a cup of the tea, and in a small saucepan, combine the honey and the thyme tea. Heat over medium heat until the mixture reaches 300 degrees Fahrenheit, the hard crack stage, using a candy thermometer, and this ensures your cough drops will harden properly. Then add the lemon juice, stir, and remove from the heat. Then drop spoonfuls of the mixture onto parchment paper or use silicone molds to form cough drops. Let the drops cool completely, then dust them with powdered sugar or cornstarch to prevent sticking, and store the drops in an airtight container. And why this cough drop will work is because thyme is a natural expectorant. Uh, I think I said that wrong. It helps to loose mucus, and the honey coats the throat and soothes irritation. So I just wanted to give one. So if someone's thinking about making these recipes and you don't feel like searching on my website to look to see how to make them, so you sort of know what you're getting into if you want to make these um, with the candy thermometer. And then there is a peppermint and sage cough drop, where you take 1 cup of honey, then half a cup of strong peppermint sage tea made by steeping 1 tablespoon of fresh peppermint and 1 tablespoon of fresh sage in boiling water for 10 minutes. And to be totally honest, like, I'm going to be making this recipe and I'm going to throw a lot more peppermint and sage in than that. I don't know. Maybe I might be making these too strong, but that's just what I'm going to do. Full disclosure. And then also you can add in a 1/4 teaspoon of ground ginger, and then your cornstarch for dusting. And so another recipe, and why that works is because the peppermint will offer cooling relief to the throat, while the sage reduces inflammation, and together they will create a refreshing and healing combination. And I think that cough drop sounds amazing. And now another one I want to make. See, I just want to make so many of these. The chamomile and lemon balm cough drops. And you need 1 cup of honey, half a cup of strong chamomile lemon balm blend by steeping 1 tablespoon of chamomile, 1 tablespoon of lemon balm in boiling water for 10 minutes, 1 teaspoon of lemon juice, and then your cornstarch. And why that will work is because chamomile is known for its calming effects, making it ideal for nighttime cough relief. And the lemon balm will add an antiviral punch, helping to fight off infections. So that these cough drops should be called your nighttime, the nighttime cough drops with the chamomile and lemon balm. And then there's a recipe for echinacea and ginger cough drops. And you take 1 cup of honey, half a cup of strong echinacea tea made by steeping 2 tablespoons of echinacea in boiling water. And it doesn't really tell you what to use. Are you using the flowers? Are you using the leaves? Are you using the root? That's something I would maybe even just add in a little bit. If you're going to take the time to make these cough drops, I would probably add in, do a little bit of all the entire echinacea plant. I mean, you don't need to put the whole echinacea plant in this recipe, but grab a couple leaves, maybe some of the flower and a little bit of the root. And then you take 1 teaspoon of grated fresh ginger, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, and then your cornstarch. And the reason why that cough drop will be effective is because echinacea helps to strengthen the immune system, while ginger provides warmth and anti-inflammatory benefits, making these cough drops both soothing and healing. And so um, I also, just a side note, I really want to add in the anise hyssop and hyssop, because these are both, if somebody has not heard my previous two podcasts, they are both wonderful herbs, and their medicinal properties make them incredible ingredients for cough drops and throat lozenges. And anise hyssop has a mild licorice flavor, and it will soothe sore throats and coughs, while the hyssop is known for its strong minty flavor, and it has been used traditionally as an expectorant, sorry you guys, expectorant, and to ease respiratory issues. And so some of the recipes that will use these two herbs for homemade cough drops or throat lozenges, I have here a anise hyssop and honey cough drop. And you take 1 cup of honey, half a cup of anise hyssop tea by steeping 2 tablespoons of the dried hyssop leaves and flowers in half a cup of hot water. And I don't know why you can't, add in a handful of the fresh, right? Why not? Also 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, and then a 1/4 teaspoon of ground ginger for some optional extra warmth. And then there's the recipe there. And the reason why those cough drops are going to work is because the anise hyssop has soothing properties that calm sore throats and reduce coughing, while the honey coats the throat and offers natural antibacterial benefits. And then there is some hyssop and eucalyptus throat lozenges. And so hyssop's minty camphor-like flavor pairs well with eucalyptus to create a powerful lozenge for respiratory relief. And you will take 1 cup of honey, half a cup of strong hyssop tea. I'm not going to talk, well, you just steep your 1 tablespoon of dried hyssop in boiling water. Again, I'm going to be using fresh. And then you can optionally put in 2 to 3 drops of food grade eucalyptus essential oil, which is optional. I don't have any of that food grade eucalyptus oil, but if you do, and then 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, an optional of 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves, and then your cornstarch for dusting. And so the reason why this cough drop is going to be effective is because the hyssop acts as a natural expectorant, helping to clear mucus and soothe coughs, while eucalyptus opens up the airways and promotes easier breathing. And then we have an anise, hyssop, and chamomile cough lozenge. And by combining the gentle calming effect of chamomile with the sweet licorice notes of anise hyssop, these lozenges are perfect for soothing nighttime coughs. And you will take 1 cup of honey, half a cup of chamomile anise hyssop tea by steeping some anise hyssop and chamomile in boiling water for 10 minutes. Then 1 teaspoon of lemon juice, an option of a 1/4 teaspoon ground cinnamon, and then your cornstarch. And this will work because the chamomile promotes relaxation and soothes irritated throats, while anise hyssop reduces coughing and adds a mild licorice flavor. And then I have a hyssop, ginger, and lemon cough drop. And this warming herbal cough drop recipe uses hyssop and ginger for a powerful combination of throat soothing and respiratory relief. And you will take 1 cup of honey, half a cup of hyssop ginger tea, and that's by steeping 1 tablespoon of dried hyssop and 1 teaspoon of grated fresh ginger in boiling water for 10 minutes, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, a 1/4 teaspoon of ground turmeric, and your cornstarch. And this will be working for you because hyssop is a great expectorant, and ginger has a warming, anti-inflammatory property, while the lemon juice boosts vitamin C and the turmeric adds further anti-inflammatory support, making these drops ideal for coughs and colds. And then I have a anise hyssop and lavender honey throat lozenge. If you're interested in that one, the recipe will be on my blog. And what's nice about that, that's got some vanilla extract in there. Like, ooh, that sounds delicious. And so, yeah, now I'm just going to flip over into another document I have. And I'm going to get into some of the herbal lozenge recipes that I have. And so I have a thyme, thyme and sage sore throat lozenges. And because thyme and sage are both antibacterial and soothing for sore throats, they are excellent herbs for lozenges. And you will take 2 tablespoons of fresh thyme leaves or 1 tablespoon of dried, 2 tablespoons of fresh sage leaves or 1 tablespoon of dried, half a cup of honey, quarter cup of water, and half a teaspoon of lemon juice is optional. And you'll boil the water and steep the thyme and sage leaves for 10 to 15 minutes. Strain the liquid and pour it into a small saucepan with the honey. Heat on low until the honey reaches 300 degrees Fahrenheit using a candy thermometer while stirring constantly. And once the honey has thickened, add the lemon juice if using, and drop small spoonfuls of the mixture onto parchment paper or into a silicone mold. Let them cool and harden before storing them in an airtight container. And then we have echinacea and peppermint immune boosting lozenges. And so echinacea will help boost the immune system, and peppermint will soothe the throat and clear congestion. And for this recipe, you take 2 tablespoons of dried echinacea root or flowers, 1 tablespoon of fresh peppermint leaves or half a tablespoon dried, half a cup of honey, quarter cup of water, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. And then I have a marshmallow root and ginger throat coating lozenge. And so marshmallow root will coat the throat and soothe irritation, while ginger will add warmth and act as an anti-inflammatory. So you take 2 tablespoons of dried marshmallow root, 1 tablespoon of freshly grated ginger, or 1 teaspoon of the dried ginger powder, half a cup of honey, quarter cup of water. And then there is a lemon balm and lavender relaxing lozenge. And lemon balm is calming and antiviral, while lavender is soothing and antimicrobial. And so you take 2 tablespoons of fresh lemon balm leaves or 1 tablespoon of dry, 1 tablespoon of fresh lavender flowers or half a cup of dried, half a cup of honey, quarter cup of water, 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. And then there is a rosemary and oregano antimicrobial lozenge. And this one, both the rosemary and the oregano, have strong antimicrobial properties, and they fight off cold and flu viruses. And so you'll be taking 2 tablespoons of fresh rosemary or 1 tablespoon of dried, 2 tablespoons of fresh oregano or 1 tablespoon of dried, half a cup of honey, quarter cup of water, and 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. And then there is a chamomile and licorice root sore throat lozenge. And the chamomile is calming and reduces inflammation, while the licorice root is traditionally used to soothe sore throats and act as a mild expectorant. And I'm not going to read off the recipes, just because you can see they're pretty much all the same. So if something is appealing to you, you just go look into my blog and you'll find it. And so some of the things, the general tips for making herbal lozenges is always use a candy thermometer, and you want to really make sure the mixture reaches 300 degrees Fahrenheit so that your lozenges will set properly. And if the mixture doesn't reach this temperature, the lozenges will be soft and sticky instead of hard. And you want to store the lozenges in an airtight container or use wax paper to separate them to prevent sticking. And so now to look into hyssop, because I really want to be using this, I found a recipe for hyssop and honey, cough and sore throat lozenges. And that has hyssop, dried thyme, honey, water, lemon juice, and ground ginger or cinnamon if you like. And then the recipes are a little bit longer for that one. And then it's now the benefits of hyssop in lozenges is that it will help to loosen the mucus and clear the respiratory tract, making it easier to cough up your phlegm. And it also helps to fight infections, including those caused by bacteria and viruses. And it's very soothing to the throat, and it reduces irritation caused by persistent coughing. And so I think that right there is probably the reason why you want to make that recipe, because it's pretty good. And so that's it for today. Oh my goodness, and I'm right on time. I thought that I might not even have enough to talk about today, and I just thought I'm sometimes late, and I'm really motivated to get these cough drops. Are starting to make some. And so I hope everybody is enjoying all the harvests that are coming out of your garden. I know I am quite excited because some of my peppers, like my habaneros, which I almost didn't think I should grow them this year because I have not had good luck with habaneros in the past. I've tried and I never have got them to ripen. And it's always such a disappointment. And this year I put 12 plants in. And it was one of those what am I doing moments that I thought I was wasting prime space in my greenhouse that is no more. That blew apart. It's not a greenhouse anymore, but everybody's still in there. And so they're ripening. I was in there the other day, well actually yesterday, and I saw all this orange stuff in my habanero patch, and I was like, it can't be. And it is. My habaneros have ripened. So that is really exciting. I'm hoping that everyone listening is having some sort of exciting moments in their garden where they're seeing something that just brings them complete joy, because that's the best part of having a garden. And with that, I will be talking to you next week. We'll look at another herb. And I'm not even sure if I had problems last week with this Riverside, with this recording. I'm not sure why. There was something wrong with it, and it wouldn't even go on to my Spotify. So if I don't have a closing, if I don't have an outroll, you'll know something odd is going on. And so I will see you next week. And I hope to see you also in the garden. Okay, take care.